Hey, what's up everyone? It's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'll be sharing with you my December TBR, and today is the 13th day of Vlogmas. Now, I know what you're all thinking. It's December 13th and you are just now announcing your December TBR. I get it. But better late than never, right? So if you want to know what books I'll be reading this month, please stay tuned. And I am back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So pretty much I'll just be reading at least 3 books this month. I was going to push it at least a 4th book, but I decided that I'll be reading a little small books between, within this month, because my daughter is learning to read and she's reading, picture books and stuff and what have you. So of course I'll have that as my Goodreads and stuff like that. But 3 main books for me personally, and then a few small books throughout the month for my daughter, because I read to her every night. So let's go ahead and get started with these books, 3 books that I'll be reading in December. Okay, so the first book that I'll be reading, I have the hardcover copy, but I'm actually going to be listening to it because I have an audio book of it, and that is Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and I definitely wanted to read this before the year has ended. So the cover is beautiful. Of course, I love the covers, the spine, it is gorgeous. And then when you take the dust jacket off, it is purple and it's just beautiful. I love it so much. So let me read the synopsis for you so I can share with you what it's about, just in case if you haven't read it. And of course, I have the book plate as well from the author. But anyway, for the synopsis, it says, "What if you sworn to protect the one you were born to destroy?" It says, Terasai has always longed, Terasai has always longed for the warmth of a family. She was raised in isolation by a mysterious, often absent mother known only as the Lady. When Terasai comes of age, the Lady sends her to the capital of the global empire of Artisar to compete with other children to be chosen as one of the Crown Prince's Council of 11. If she's picked, she'll be joined with the other council members through the Ray, a bond deeper than blood. That closeness is irresistible to Terasai, but the Lady has other ideas, including a magical wish that Terasai is compelled to obey. Kill the Crown Prince once she gains his trust. Terasai won't stand by and become someone's pawn, but is she strong enough to choose a different path for herself? With extraordinary world building and breathtaking prose written by an incredible new talent, Raybearer is the story of loyalty, fate, and the lengths we're willing to go to for the ones we love. So this sounds really deep. I already started listening to it on audiobook, and it is so good. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to be continuing on reading it or listening to it and probably following along with the book. But so far I'm loving it, and it's already amazing. And I think I'm only on chapter 3. It's that good. I'm not even playing with you. I'm not joking. I promise. It is really that good. But anywho, this is one of the books I'll be reading in December. Next book, of course I'll be reading this, is Rebirth the Gates by Sabat Tahir. So I decided it's time for me to finally read this book so that I could read her newest release. So we have this book right here. I think it came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so, but I think it did come out, 2018, and I'm just now reading it, but that's perfectly fine. I think this is, like I said, a perfect time to read this book. And for the synopsis for this, it says, beyond the martial empire and within it, the threat of war looms ever larger. Helene Aquila, the blood strike, is desperate to protect her sister's life and the lives of everyone in the empire. Yet danger lurks on all sides. Emperor Marcus, haunted by his past, grows increasingly unstable and violent, while Karis Valteria, the ruthless commandant, capitalizes on the Emperor's validity to grow her own power. Regardless of the carnage she leaves in her path. Far to the east, Elia of Sarah knows that the fate of the world lies not in the machinations of the martial court, but in stopping the Nightbringer. During the hunt to bring him down, Lia faces unexpected threats from those she hoped would help her, and is drawn into a battle she never thought she'd have to fight. And in the land between the living and the dead, Elias Vitterius has given up his freedom to serve as soul catcher. However, in doing so, he has vowed himself to an ancient power that demands his complete surrender, even if that means abandoning the woman he loves. So obviously action-packed. I already started reading it, as you can see here, my little bookmark right here. I'm not really that far, but I plan on at least reading 100 pages a day so that I can, you know, stay in the game, so that I can reach my Goodreads challenge. I believe my challenge is to read 40 books, so I should be right at it once I finish these 3 books and all the little small books with my daughter as well. So I think I should surpass that before the end of the year is over. But this is just amazing. I'm looking forward to continuing reading this and knowing more about the characters and what happens to them, especially with Laia and Elias. So here is the second book that I'm going to be reading in December. Last and final book, I'm sure you have guessed it, and it's going to be A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabatier that I'm going to be reading. So I'm going to be pretty much finishing up this series before the end is over, or right before it ends, and I am so excited to read this book. I love the cover. It is gorgeous. It is purple. I love it so much, and I'm probably going to be shedding tears reading this last and final book of the series. I need to know what happens. Is there like a happy ending? We don't know. I don't know, but I've seen a lot of people's reactions. I haven't listened to any review videos or anything like that, because I want to see what happens for myself, and then I might even do a little review about this book once I finish it. Who knows? But I have this book that I'll be reading, and for this one it says, prepare for the jaw-dropping finale to the beloved New York Times bestselling series. The long imprisoned Jinn are on the attack, wreaking bloody havoc in villages and cities alike. But for the Nightbringer, vengeance on his human foes is just the beginning. By his side, Commandant Karis Viteria declares herself empress and calls for the heads of any and all who defy her rule. At the top of the list, the Bloodstrike and her remaining family. Laia of Sarah, now allied with the Bloodstrike, struggles to recover from the loss of the 2 people most important to her. Determined to stop the approaching apocalypse, she throws herself into the destruction of the Nightbringer. In the process, she awakens an ancient power that could lead her to victory or to an unimaginable doom. And deep in the waiting place, the soul catcher seeks only to forget the life and love he left behind. Yet doing so means ignoring the trail of murder left by the Nightbringer and his Jinn. To uphold his oath and protect the human world from the supernatural, the soul catcher must look beyond the borders of his own land. He must take on a mission that could save or destroy all that he knows. That is it, you guys. So like I said, a total of 3 books, and then small books throughout the month for my daughter, so that she can help, I can help her to learn how to read. But that is going great. But yes, these are the 3 books that I'll be reading this month, and I'm excited for Raybearer, and I'm just excited to finish up this the Embers and the Ashes series. But that is it, you guys. That is all the books that I'm going to be reading. If you enjoyed this video and this late TBR, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya!